What is going on, everybody? Brick Builder here. Welcome to a brand new series on the channel. If you guys want it to be a series, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, because I'm only going to continue this series if you guys want it. But this is Factions on DinoRaids, which is a server created by Doni, BOBES, and RGA Gaming. So, we're playing on Doni BOBES server. It's currently not released to the public, but it will be very soon. Right now it's in beta. You can either purchase beta using the shop link in the description, or you can do what I did. I applied and I got accepted. So I got on without having to pay for any, beta sort of purchases. But the first thing we have to do is reveal the name of our faction. I think it's a perfect name. I think it's a great name for a faction. So we're gonna show off the faction, and its name, Clickbait. It's beautiful. I love it. It's amazing. It's definitely the best thing ever. We're gonna go to the wild because we have to figure out where we want to set up our base. But yes, it's phenomenal. The idea for the faction's great. Clickbait, I like the idea. It's a really cool name for it in my opinion, and it's just gonna be a really good time on the server. We're gonna do some pretty crazy stuff. Now technically we are gonna be versing Doni BOBES on the server because he is a faction, so we're gonna be versing him. It's gonna be interesting. Now for anybody who's interested in joining the faction, basically you're just gonna comment down below in the comments like why you think you should be in the faction type thing, and that's sort of the whole dealio on how you get invited in. So yeah, just go ahead and do that. You don't have to be a YouTuber. You can be. It's optional. But yeah, that's definitely going to be the way that it works if you want to join the Clickbait faction. I strongly recommend it. I mean, we're a good faction. And this is like a wooden base that was built over here. I don't even know. But we have a lot of work to do in today's episode, because if we're going to be versing Doni, I mean, we got to be ready. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be difficult if we're not ready. Because Doni's, he's a pretty intense kind of owl. So, Doni the duck, Doni the owl, potato, either way, he's gonna be very difficult for us to fight. So we have to be pretty careful here. We're gonna have to play pretty smart and pretty careful overall. But let's get going with the flow here. I'm gonna try to find where I want to set up the base, because I don't want to do that on camera. And I will see you guys once the base is locations figured out. Ta-da! This is the fantastic Clickbait base. Not really, it's all clickbait. But we're going to get to work on this thing, and we're going to make it a pretty average base for now, because clickbait, you know what I mean? We got to make a base that's very clickbaity. So essentially we got to make it seem like it's good, but it's really not at all. So yes, but the big thing that we're going to do for now is just kind of keep the base private. So we're not going to claim this, which means technically all of our stuff could be rated. But if we don't claim it, there's some major advantages we get, which are that people really won't be able to find this all that easily, just because of A, how far away it is, and B, the fact that it's hidden and it's at a certain level. You know what I mean? It's relatively high up on the grand scheme of things, so finding it should be not all that hard, truthfully, but it's good enough. It's clickbait. There's not a lot in here, you know what I mean? The Clickbait faction will one day be a good faction, but we're gonna need to get a lot of members who are really good at factions to help out. So if you are really good at factions, you definitely should join this faction and help me out with all that stuff. So yeah, all right, we're gonna just mine this out just a tiny bit more, but there's a few other things we're gonna have to get situated today on factions. The first thing I'd like to do is set up a very basic version of earning some money. It's not going to be a lot of money by any stretch of the imagination, but at this point we're just trying to make any amount of money, because we need to have although small, we need to still have a flow of money, or cash flow, since there is a lot of things on the server that we're going to need to get, such as spawners to make grinders. We're going to need, to be able to just buy stuff whenever we want it. So the only way to actually be able to do that stuff successfully is if we have, money that flows constantly. So that's going to be one of our first goals throughout the season. If you guys want this to become a full series, let me know. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sell hand this, if we can. We can't sell that. Okay, cool. I thought we might be able to, but nope. I guess we need to smelt it up first, which You know, makes sense. I guess that makes sense. So we're gonna go like this, go like that. And here we go. Give me this one more piece of coal. Throw that there. All right. But we're gonna need to set up some form of cash money. And right now, the big things we have are sugarcane and cactus. So I want to see which one sells for more or if they sell for the same. Let's see. Cactus sells for $4 and sugarcane sells for more. Okay, so we're gonna set up both of these though because we can afford it. So we're gonna go to the shop, blocks, and we're going to buy 30 sand pieces. All right, here we go. Give me 30 of those. Confirm the purchase there. That was only 30 bucks. It wasn't that bad. We're gonna buy 2 water buckets. There we go. Since we don't start with a water bucket, we're going to need to do that. Now, the first thing we got to set up though is the actual place where we're gonna build this farm. This farm won't be a lot. I'll admit it's not gonna help us nearly as much as you would think, but just having a little bit of flow of cash will work until we can get better and bigger things on the server. And this will be a not automatic farm, so it's even less beneficial overall. But don't worry, we'll get something that's pretty efficient as time progresses. So first thing we're gonna do is over here, set up a beautiful infinite farm. And let's start throwing down our sugarcane farm because that's the first thing we're gonna set up. Here we go. We just throw all of this across like so. See, we can't place the sugarcane yet. There has to be water for that to be doable, but that'll be relatively easy. And now we can go ahead and place sugarcane down those. And then since I don't want to hear the water flow, we're gonna do this. And we're going to just make the water flow be perfectly good. There we go. And then we're gonna do another line here of the sugarcane. Even though we technically don't have all the stuff, having a farm like this, again, the big reason we're doing this so early on is just because we need money to be able to afford to make better farms. And realistically, the best way to be able to make better farms is by having money. And we only have, if you look on the sidebar there, we only have like 700 bucks. That's nothing compared to what we actually need to have. So that's definitely a thing we're going to have to massively improve, since obviously we're going to want to be able to, you know, purchase the things we want on the DinoRaids server, such as spawners. Because if you look in the shop, spawners are relatively expensive. Like a blaze spawner is 700k. That's a lot of money for one blaze spawner. So it seems like the economy on the server is pretty high, which I rate it. But here we go. We're gonna go like this, and you know, we got to make a room over here where we can get the cactus down effectively. So we're gonna go like this, and right here we can go boom, 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 boom. And then we're gonna have to just keep digging this backwards. I mean, we do start off with diamond like tools and stuff, which is quite nice. It gives us like a very good early game tool set and stuff, which I appreciate, because otherwise we'd be really lacking in tools, and we'd probably still be on iron tools, which are so slow and they just suck so bad. So it's quite convenient that we have nice stuff like this off the bat. I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna go over here and grab some of this redstone, both for XP and because we can sell it, which is, you know, two very useful things we can do, which I am absolutely pumped for. And then over here we can take this, and I wonder how much money actually we're gonna get from selling these ores. It's gonna definitely be more effective to do the ores than it would be to do something along the lines of, you know, this farm right now. But the farms, it's a lot less like manual labor and stuff, you know what I mean? There's not a lot of time. We can literally just sit here and AFK if we really wanted to. Not sure if we're going to, but we could. Plus, you know, as other members of the clickbait faction decide to join and stuff, we'll have them also working on the base actively, and it's just going to be majorly improved as time progresses. So we're just going to keep on going on like this. Just keep on digging here, and this should be pretty good. We're almost there with our farm. I'm almost happy with how we have it. We're just going to do a little bit more, and we should be good. And we don't need to throw any water for the cactus farm for the cactuses to grow, which is nice because it's just annoying. Now, yes, we will lose some drops with the way this is set up. I'm aware of that, because if the cactus, when we break it, falls on top of another cactus, we do technically lose the cactus. I'm aware of that, and I know it's unfortunate, but the thing is, we need to make this thing compact, because the bigger we make this base right now, just the more easy it's going to be for people to come in and just steal everything of ours. So we really need to keep it basic, and that's what we're doing right now with this. But let's sell hand this, and that's sold for a bit of cash. I'll admit that was a little bit. We're going to sell this. Now see, the gold we made a bit of money from. The gold was worth selling. And then we're going to quickly grab all of this coal. We're probably not going to sell it though, because we're going to need to smelt things up, but we do need to grab it nonetheless. We also need to start getting experience, because getting some enchantments like efficiency and sharpness and stuff on our tools and sword is definitely going to be quite beneficial to have early on, early game. So we're going to keep going like this. Now here we go. But honestly, the base isn't looking too bad so far. I mean, I know it's got a clickbaity theme to it, because it's really not as valuable as, you know, someone who, you know, compared to other bases on the server, this one isn't really that valuable, but it's clickbait. So it's okay. It doesn't have to be valuable off the bat. But one day it'll get really good. It'll get really big. And one day, maybe, just maybe, we'll take over the server. Probably not. But, you know, it's possible. It is definitely possible to do that. So we have the cactus farm and we have the sugarcane farm. Now on the server, we have an item called a gen bucket. I'm not really sure what it does, but I want to get it just because I have no idea what it does. So we're going to dig a little space over here, because I really don't know how these work at all. But they're a pretty cool feature on the server from what I'm aware. So we're going to give them a go and see what a gen bucket really is. If I had to guess, it probably is quite useful. So we're going to go ahead and buy one. We'll see what it does. Maybe we'll have to, you know, upgrade those as time goes on and get a better gen bucket. But I'd rather have one than not have one at all. Hopefully this doesn't do some damage to the base, because I have no idea how they work at all. But we'll see. They should hopefully do something pretty cool. Let's see. We're going to throw this thing down. I don't know how much space it needs too, which is a bit of an issue, because I definitely don't want to give it too much space, but I don't want to give it like not enough space that it breaks into the walls or something. I don't know. So we're going to go like this, and let's throw it down right here. What, you cannot use it here. It must be in your own land. Oh gosh, we have to claim if we want to use this. Well, then I don't think we're going to use this yet, because if we claim this base, it's not defended at all, so it's like going to be a lot easier for factions to come in here and raid it. Hopefully people understand the meta in not doing that. I'm not sure how many people on the server are actually going to be using that strategy, but until you have a good base, it's not really worth claiming it, just because when you claim it, you create the possibility for other people to know where your base is simply by using an F map. And by keeping it hidden like we are now, nobody's going to be able to find this relatively easily. I mean, if they do, they must have found some good clickbait. But hopefully, you know, nobody will find this base right off the bat. So we'll have to use a gem bucket when we get a better base situation, you know, where we have some actual walls on our base and it just looks good and it is good and it's functioning and it's defendable. That's going to be a big thing before we actually end up doing the gem bucket. But I do think that's going to do it for the first episode. Remember guys, if you want to see more of factions on the server where I end up versing Doni, BOBES and other, you know, factions and all that stuff, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And if you want to join the clickbait faction, if you're on the server, hit me up in the comments down below with why you think you should join, etc., what you can do to help, and then I'll see about inviting you. But I'll see you guys in another episode. Thanks so much for watching.